Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to That's Football. We're live for what is a massive game, and it's a game that involves, as we've all guessed, it's the North London Derby, and it's Arsenal entertaining Spurs. A massive game. We're all excited about this one, of course, and lots of other games going on at 2 p.m. as well. We'll be keeping abreast of Liverpool, West Ham and Chelsea, Aston Villa. All those games going on as well this afternoon, but it's the big one. I mean, look, this is the thing when a lot of teams are playing European football and a lot of teams are playing Thursday night football. They've got to play Sunday afternoon football as well. So the 3 o'clock games yesterday weren't actually that interesting, were they? But the 2 o'clock games this afternoon really are interesting. As I said, the Arsenal-Spurs North London derby. Bournemouth at Brighton as well is interesting. We've also got, as I say, Chelsea, Aston Villa and West Ham at Liverpool. Four 2 o'clock games. And then a bit of a crap 4:30 game, which I will not be watching. I'll be having a nice kip and a bit of a slice of cake or something and a cup of tea, watching something that's nice and relaxing on a Sunday afternoon. Because I'm old, but we're not too old for this. We're up for this. Welcome to That's Football. You're all extremely welcome. No Ramsdale again, says Charlie George. It's interesting, you know. It's really interesting. Can't wish for a better birthday than the North London derby, says Bart. Come on, you Gunners. I've got Arsenal in this. I will start off with a little bit of a poll, but I just want to say I was right and you were wrong. Ben Foster, Arsenal fans and everybody else. I said that the outcome of Raya joining Arsenal would be David Raya as the Arsenal goalkeeper by Christmas. It actually happened in September. It was always going to happen. He started the last 3 games in a row. That is a massive indication of who the goalkeeper is, number one, in the eyes of Arteta. Now, that could change. It definitely could change. But the cold, harsh fact is, right here, right now, Raya is quite clearly, frankly, and truthfully, the number one for Arsenal. He's played 3 games in 6 days. He is the number one for Arsenal. Their lineup is Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Rice, Vieira, Saka, Jesus and Nketiah. I like the balance of this team. I like the balance of this team a lot, especially in the midfield. I said this last week with Havertz now dropping to the bench. He is on the bench today with Tomiyasu, Smith Rowe, no Jesus. I don't know what the story is with Jesus. Arsenal fans, let us know. But Spurs have got Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogi, Sarr, Basuma, Kulusevski, Maddison, Son, and Brennan Johnson starting up front. No starting place for Richarlison, Højbjerg, Eric Dyer, remember him, Solomon. They are starting off with the guy up front, which is... I've just seen expressions on my... I've just seen him again. Sky really are just desperate, aren't they? Absolutely desperate. Using YouTubers to promote your content. You've actually... The mainstream has actually lost, hasn't it? The mainstream has actually lost. They are now using YouTubers to promote football matches. We've won, everybody. We've won. It's as simple as that. It used to be, you know, Paul Merson and Gareth Bale or someone like that. Mainstream's in the mud, says just Keevan. I mean, that's a big win, isn't it? When they're having to use YouTubers to promote a North London derby. Jesus is actually starting. Am I blind? Oh yeah, I am blind. I've got that. You know what my brain's done? Because I've seen Saka and Nketiah, I've just automatically assumed Martinelli. And Jesus is actually starting. Sorry, apologies for that. Idiot Bridge. Idiot Bridge. When you're going to get the call, bro, I don't do it. I say no. They keep asking me to go on Sky all the time. What's that new show they've got? No, it's not new. Saturday Social and stuff. I just won't do it. I'm too busy. I'm too busy doing my own thing. And I don't really want to help the media bounce back. But obviously, a lot of YouTubers do, because they've got an ego to drive and they want to be on the mainstream. But for me, I don't. They didn't want us 10 years ago, and now they do want us. I think it's selling out a little bit, helping them bounce back when actually you should be out there building your own thing. Lone Wolf Bridge, says Federica. I just, you know what it is? I just genuinely don't really like getting in a car for 2 hours, to sit on a set for 2 hours, to do 10 minutes of content, to get in a car and drive back for 2 hours. I'm at that age now where I'd rather just go, I've just had a Sunday lunch. I literally finished it 10 minutes ago in the kitchen. I walk in here. I'm live with you lot for a few hours. We get to have conversations, and this is what I do. And for as long as it lasts, that's fine. I have got no aspirations to do that sort of thing. I like doing this. Mark Goldbridge is a fan of Dallas Cowboys. It's a fact. It really is. Just on that topic, make sure you subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner, and get involved. Can I just say as well, absolutely disgusted, just when we're talking about the mainstream, absolutely disgusted by the reaction to the penalty that Luton got yesterday. I thought the mainstream just acceptance of it, you are on the gravy train, aren't you? You're all guzzling your gravy. Absolutely disgraceful. Thank you. Absolutely disgraceful how they've just said next to nothing about it. And yet when it's something they want to talk about, like Harry Maguire, they'll turn it into something bigger than it is. But the actual injustice of inconsistency that resides in the Premier League around decisions, oh, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Yeah, listen to my podcast, Lineker and Co. Listen to my podcast, we're really interesting. Listen to the time I shit myself on the pitch. Or Alan, tell us about how great you were at finishing. Or Mika, why don't you tell us about the funny story from the dressing room? Sod off. Why don't you try and save the game from the shit that's going on? Disgusting decision yesterday. And I've hardly seen anybody say anything about it. Absolutely disgusting. What do you think about political top box ticking ruining another football show? Football Focus. I haven't watched Football Focus Elite probably in about 20 years. So, the mainstream's going where it is because it recruits boring people. That's just basically what's happening. There's no doubt about it. That's what's happening here. I'm just sorting something with the audio here. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, you're on Talk Sport, says Mark. It says it's Plan B. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm on Talk Sport with my own show, on my own terms. Hello?
Yeah, yes.
What are you looking for?
My iPad.
Scored your first goal today, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right foot or left?
I think I did it left.
Yeah, whatever. You did it off your right, didn't you?
Yeah.
You cheeky.
No, I actually megsed him.
You megsed him as well?
No, I megsed on everybody on the other team about 10 times.
What, and then got bored and scored?
And I megsed the goalkeeper and scored.
Oh God, sounds a great goal. Megsed everybody in the team and then the keeper. Yeah, I didn't see it, but I doubt that happened. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. This game is about to start. It's Arsenal against Manchester City. Very, very excited about it. The HPN says we have the same problem in America. The media never criticises the decision by the referee. That's why people aren't interested. That's not why people aren't interested. It's safe. It's boring. And I'm not saying that YouTube's not full of uneducated loudmouths who just come out with silly conspiracy theories. There's a fine balancing act, and I think we hit it on this channel, mainly because of you. Mark, do you know why I can't send super chats on the United stand, says Abraham? I've got no idea, mate. Absolutely none. Right, let's get ready to rumble here. We are ready to rumble, and we're ready for this game. Let me just turn that on. And the timer's ready to go. I'm going to tell you what you've all gone for in the chat. But Spurs have kicked the game off here. What a Sunday afternoon we've got in store for you. I'm proper excited. I just love football. You can criticise me. You can criticise the content. You can criticise the community. But what binds us, and it's the same when I'm playing FIFA, I'm just passionately in love with football. I love it. And I've got no horse in this race at all between Tottenham and Arsenal. But I just love football, and we've got so many good games going on this afternoon as well, which we will keep you up to date with. And you can, by all means, get in comments about other clubs as well. Let me just get rid of that. 54% have gone with an Arsenal win, 28% have gone with a Spurs win, and 19% have gone with a draw. I've gone with an Arsenal win. I think there'll be goals in this game. I'm going to go 3-2 to Arsenal. I think we might see a 5-goal thriller. But what I will say is, remember, these big games can get destroyed by a red card. So the referee has got a lot of focus on him. Spurs playing out from the back here. Both teams will try and do that. Odegaard. They're trying to start with a high tempo, both teams here. Van der Ven has had a good start to his time at Spurs. A few people saying it's a bit of a shame that Trossard's not starting for Arsenal. He's not even on the bench for Arsenal, Trossard. I don't know what the situation is there. Maybe some Arsenal fans could tell us. Good interception there by Jesus. You've got to say that Trossard probably would have had a very good chance. Look at the league table as well. Look at the league table. You can't break them. 14 points each. He's got a hamstring injury at the moment, says Miko. Thank you. Please do Atletico versus Real Watchalong, says KFJ. And Trossard's injured as well. What's the best result for United, says Paula? I think at this stage of the season, I'm not really that bothered. I suppose a draw. I can't stop thinking of City. He even mentioned Arsenal versus Spurs, says Reeves. I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, a shot there for Spurs. Deflected up over the bar. It will go for the corner. Oh, dear. You're going to play any football this season? I hope to play a bit of football this season. Proper football. What do you think about Ramsdale, Mark? Look, I think Ramsdale should be England number one, but I think Raya should be Arsenal number one, and therefore he can't be England number one, can he? You've got to be, you've got to be up for it. You know, you've got to be playing games. Although, actually, I've completely lied. He's offside. He's miles off. Son scored, but he's miles offside. Even I could see that. Haven't watched EastEnders in years, Jammy Dodger. We've got a goal here, but it's for Spurs. It's not a goal for... that's going to count as well, because he was miles offside. We will keep you updated. Brighton are playing Bournemouth, Chelsea are playing Villa, and Liverpool are playing West Ham. I've got horses in all these games races. I've got Saka and Saliba playing today, FPL-wise. I've got Nunez. I don't know whether he's actually started for Liverpool. I've got Matoma and Estebanan. And I've also got Jackson. I guarantee you that Nunez isn't even... oh, he is starting. Nunez is starting for Liverpool. So that could be interesting. I have got Nunez starting, and he's in my team. Chelsea have got Jackson starting, and no Chilwell. Chilwell's on the bench. Shit. That's one disappointment then. Matoma's been benched, Mark, said somebody. Oh, just about to check that. Matoma is not starting. He's on the bench. He must be injured because he didn't play on Thursday as well. Don't know what that's all about. Why would he bench Matoma? Let's go, Big Ange, up the Aussie, says Chilled Aussie. And is there a story behind the scar on your left arm, says Ross. Well, I don't know how you can see it because I'm wearing a jumper. I mean, no, I was born with a scar on my left arm. No, of course there's a story behind it. Which way is this game going to go? Nunez is starting, says Ian. Yes, but Matoma is not starting, so that's a bit frustrating. Don't you hate FPL? He did play on Thursday, apparently, Matoma, but he was poor and needs a rest. Yeah, I hate Fantasy Premier League. When the trouble with Fantasy Premier League is they should probably give you 2 free transfers a week now, because 1 free transfer a week doesn't work with the volume of teams that Here's a message to the Fantasy Premier League organisers. Give us 2 free transfers a week, because there's too many players being rotated these days. Such a perfect day. Ian says you need the OneFootball app notifications switched on. Well, don't forget, we're sponsored by OneFootball. You can scan the QR code in the top right-hand corner, or you can go through the link in the description. They sponsor our stats carousel, which is going round now. As you can see, there are the stats for the match. Thank you very much to OneFootball. They do individual stats as well, so you can check out the individual stats of players as well. Also, live score updates on the app come in very, very quick, and all the latest football news. So download it for free, Apple and Android. Big shout out to OneFootball as usual. Fantastic. Who was the best interviewer from William Hill? Who was that interviewer from William Hill? She was hot, says Chris. You know what? You've absolutely done me there, Chris. I can't remember what the name was. I know she does a lot of work in the media for Arsenal. And for some reason, I'm getting the name Andrea, but it's not. I can't remember what her name is. Someone in the chat will know. Nicole Holiday, that was her name. There you go. Loads. I knew people would know that straight away. But yeah. Thanks for the feedback on the really good football knowledge. People just straight away just saying who was the pretty face. I'm sure whatever stream she does next, they'll be going, who was the gorgeous guy you were sat next to in the William Hill thing? I'd love to know what his name was. Gur says, have you watched any good films lately? No, I'm in a bit of a low point at the moment, actually. I'm really struggling to watch good TV. I'm on a series that's really long. I'm not going to tell you what it is because people will spoil it, but I'm sort of running out of, when you get to season 6 and there's still some more to go, I'm like, I'm not really enjoying my TV at the moment. Hi, Mark. What do you think about Ange's coaching style, and do you think other Australian managers could coach in England, says Matthew? Well, I think that's very, that's very rude in a sense, because it's not your nationality that matters. And why can't somebody from Cyprus manage Manchester United or Arsenal? It's quality, not passport. Arsenal have not won a corner here. It's gone for a goal kick. Tim's a bit worried about Spurs. They're not handling the press well. Well, the reason I've gone for Arsenal today is I actually think the way they set up against Everton was really well balanced. But obviously Everton parked the bus, so it made it hard for Arsenal to impose their game on them. Spurs will not park the bus. It's not the way they play. So I think Arsenal's balance is going to really hurt Spurs. I like the midfield of Arsenal with Vieira instead of Havertz. And I like the goalkeeper, Raya, because Ramsdale's a good goalkeeper. Of course he is. But Raya will play really, really high. What would your combined 11 Arsenal versus Tottenham be, says Ezza? Good question. So I would go Raya in goal. I really like him. Right back. Look, I think the right back's probably the more difficult position to go for, because I don't think Ben White is particularly brilliant at right back. I think he's a steady player at right back. And I'm not a massive fan of Porro, so, take it or leave it. I don't really care. Centre backs, I'd go Saliba and Romero. Left back, I do like Udogie. But I would go Zinchenko for the experience. Midfield 3, I'd probably go Basuma, Rice and Odegaard. And then my front 3 would be Saka, Son and Jesus. So, yeah. There's a few combinations you could come up with, though. Who do you think is going to win today? Also, McTominay is crap. Just continuing it from yesterday, says Taran. Yeah, that was a lot of fun last night, wasn't it? I've got Arsenal in this. Yeah, I've got Arsenal in this. Somebody keeps saying that the volume is low. I can't do anything about the volume. The settings are the same that they always are, so turn yours up is the answer. There is literally nothing I can do about that. And then he sees something he can do. Apologies, there is something I can do. I don't know why it's been turned down. Is that any better now? Should be a lot better now. It should go up a lot like a good. It should go up louder now. For some reason, it had been turned down lower. It's getting better now. Boom, 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 boom. And what was that you said to me? Yeah. So Spurs at the moment, I think they'll be pretty happy with the first 10 minutes. Arsenal have implemented their press quite well and the momentum of being the home side. But Spurs have looked a threat going forward. Brennan Johnson playing up front is an interesting one. 0-0 in all the games at the moment. Arsenal, Tottenham obviously is our featured watch-along. You've also got Brighton against Bournemouth, Chelsea against Villa and Liverpool against West Ham. It is 0-0 or 0-0 in all those games at the moment. Sammy says, which team outside of the Premier League do you really like? I do. I like Italian football, so you know there's a lot of teams I like in Italy, but I don't really. I'm very Premier League focused these days. Before COVID, I used to watch a lot of full games in Italy, and I would keep an eye on the highlights of the. Madison's done more rolls than a jam roly-poly there, mate. We all know you were diving to get him booked, but yeah, I don't watch a lot now. But can I just say as well, thanks to everybody who's watched the new EAFC career mode on my channel. Did the first stream on Friday, second episode tomorrow, about 3:30, 4:45. Was trending number 2 on YouTube yesterday. So thanks everyone who's watched that. Arsenal on the attack here with Saka. Cross to the back post. There will be a player there. And it's a cracking save. I tell you what, it's a great shot by Jesus. From that angle, I don't know how he got the shot off. And I'd love to see the replay because it looks like a very good save by the goalkeeper. It looks a great save by Vicario. Was it a great save? I'll have a look. Here it comes to the back post. Saka pops it up. Jesus with the shot. I mean, it's the sort of save I would make, but lesser keepers might struggle. No, it's a good save. It is a good save because he has to react late. Jesus thinks he's scored, and he hasn't. Phoenix this afternoon. Hello, pal. Samuel's got detention, so we'll miss episode 2 tomorrow. Any difference between FIFA and EAFC, or is it just FIFA with a different name, says the HPN? Ooh. Bit late here. Arteta's got his mouth open, catching flies, and it's a yellow card for Udogie, who was in my fantasy Premier League team, but isn't now, so... Let's have a look. Should it have been a yellow card? Yeah. He's late. He is late. Probably the sort of foul I would have let go. What oil did Will grease himself in? Great pod, says Eno. Yeah, he's back on the pod this Tuesday. Looking forward to that. Nice hoodie, says Bob. Thank you. Goes well with the colours, I thought. I was going to wear my blue one, but I thought actually the green goes quite nice. Sometimes you've got to think about the colours. How long do you think Martinez is out for United, says MLRFC? He's got a problem with his foot, so he, I think it's just about assessing that. United may miss a player like Basuma who can receive the ball under pressure, says Casper. I really like Basuma. I think he's been Spurs. I mean, Spurs have had some really good players this season, but I think he's really been really good for them, Basuma. Adogi's having a bit of a bad game here. He's just took a yellow card, and then he's just played Nketiah in, who's had his shot from an angle, and the keeper's made another save. But Adogi having a bad couple of minutes here. Opinions on Spurs this season? Well, they're doing fantastic, aren't they? They're doing fantastic. Not only are they playing better football, which is a new thing for Arsenal, for Spurs recently, they're also picking up the results as well. But they've got two very big games, Spurs. After their good start, you would have expected them after the international break to beat Sheffield United. But now they've got Arsenal and Liverpool to come, and they're going to be the big games for Spurs. I don't think it. Here we go. Bit of a break for Spurs. Into Son. Oh, he's given a foul. Ref's ruined this game a bit. It's very stop-start. Very stop-start. He's got to start letting it flow. Otherwise, you can see the players are up for it. And you can see that the crowd are up for it. Let the tempo go. Let the tempo go. Yeah, I think even if Liverpool beats Spurs and Arsenal beat Spurs today, I don't think that really defines Spurs' season. I think Spurs would be over the moon with a fight for fourth. And I think they're more than capable of doing that. There's talk of a Villa penalty. I'm not 100% sure about that at the moment. I've not had a notification of that either. So we'll hold fire on that. We'll hold fire on that. Who's in your FPL, Mark? I've got Saka and Saliba in this game. I've got Jackson for Chelsea, and I've got Nunez for Liverpool. Lovely cross into the box there. He'll get a shot. It's a bad shot. I think it was Sarr, and it went very far over the bar for Sarr. We have got a penalty for Liverpool. It's not a penalty for Villa, but we have got a penalty for Liverpool. It's a penalty kick. Szoboszlai had a shot before that, but I don't know what the penalty is for, but there is a penalty for Liverpool. Apparently David Moyes streaked into the penalty box and the referee said, that's it. That's a penalty, Moisey. No one wants to see your Scottish bottom bare on the Anfield penalty box. I'm making that up, of course. Salah has scored for Liverpool. It's 1-0 there. You'd expect Liverpool to beat West Ham at home today. I think West Ham are a decent side, but it's a tough ask to go up against Liverpool, who are very, very confident at the moment. And it is 1-0 to Liverpool. Salah took the penalty. Ladios says Liverpool lucky as ever. A lot of people saying, what? A penalty for Liverpool? What a shock. Full of sarcasm. And they lead 1-0. First goal in the 2 o'clock kickoffs. Remember, there's quite a few of them going on. Chelsea entertaining Villa. Brighton entertaining Bournemouth. Who was fouled? I know Agard gave the foul away, but I don't know who was fouled for Liverpool. Salah scored the penalty. Don't know who was fouled in the build-up. So if anyone does know, let us know. People are asking for the assist, which obviously who was ever got fouled, it was Salah who got fouled as well. So he won't get double points for that. If it had been somebody else, it would have been points, but you don't get the assist points on your own penalty. Some would say that's silly. It's Salarist, isn't it? It's not right. But apparently it was a stonewall penalty, says Cooks. And it was against the run of play, says Lesnide. Here's Odegaard in the box. That's not a penalty. That's a tackle by Udogie, who has a yellow card. But Spurs, when they played through the Arsenal press, have looked good. I haven't played a lot of EAFC because I try and not play between streams. So I've basically been doing a bit of pro clubs, but it's a long graft, especially when you're doing drop-in games and not getting to play in your position. It was a clear trip on Salah, says Dat. Of course, Arsenal are playing Man City in a couple of weeks, and they will be doing it without Rodri, Man City, after his yellow card tomorrow. Yesterday. Jesus, of course, playing out on the left wing at the moment because of the absence of Martinelli and Trossard. Are you doing the Newcastle game? No. No, Andy. I can't go. You can't go from Arsenal, Spurs, North London derby and then follow it up with Sheffield United against Newcastle. That's like having a lasagna for your main meal and then a biscuit for pudding. And not a very good biscuit, not a hobnob. I'm talking about, a fig roll, which actually I quite like, or a rich tea. I mean, Newcastle should win that, is what I'm trying to say. If Newcastle don't beat Sheffield United, they've got big problems. No disrespect to Sheffield United, but there's a very, very big skill gap there. Aldi chocolate malted milk's a top tier. Oh, I tell you what, L3, I've just finished my tea, but that would have been lovely. I'd have dunked some of them. Only goal in the 2 o'clock kickoff so far is Salah, which was a penalty. That's the door. One moment. There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. It's pizza's here. I wish it was. Got a free kick for Spurs here. Someone's knocking at the door. Someone's ringing a bell. We've done best biscuits before, Huz. Is wagon wheel a biscuit, says Ian. I haven't had a wagon wheel in years. I used to like the blue ones that had the jam in. You get the red plain ones. I find that a lot of good things have an upgrade as well, don't they? Like, what was that shot there from? Was that Saka again? Hobnob, chocolate hobnob. Wagon wheel, get it one with jam in it. Malted milks are very nice. Chocolate malted milks. Thoughts on Ollie Murs supporting Take That on their tour, says Jordan. Well, I nearly got a ticket because the wife loves Take That. And then I found out Ollie Murs was supporting them and I said, no, I'll draw the line at that. What's your hoodie, Mark? It's a United Stand hoodie. Wagon wheels have had a downgrade. They've definitely gone down inside, says Graham. Yeah, they used to be massive. Here's Saka into the box. Players ahead of him. He's going to hit that. What were they doing? What are Spurs doing? It's 1-0. It's gone off Romero. But what are they doing defensively there? Saka scores. I've got him in my FPL. I should be happy in that sense. But I have to look at a game where I haven't got a horse in the race and go, it matters not to me what the score is. What matters to me is that defending is absolutely terrible. And although Romero will probably, from the idiot pundits, take the blame, 2 Spurs players showing Saka onto his left foot, it's like showing the wolf through the door to meet your pigs. It's going to be a massacre. I don't know what they're doing here. Watch this. Udogie and Maddison. Just let him... I mean, he's got acres as well. That's so bad. It's not even as he cuts in and has a yard. Look at him. They both back off. It's not Maddison. It's Brennan Johnson. And it's Udogie who let Saka cut inside on his left foot. Ridiculous defending. Ridiculous defending. And to be honest with you, I think it's going in anyway. I think that's going in anyway. Without the deflection. 1-0 to Arsenal. That's going in anyway. Bottom right hand corner. Apparently Brighton are losing as well. They are. Look at this defending again. It's just awful defending. I think Udogie, to be fair, has gone with the overlap of Ben White and expects Brennan Johnson to do that's just, you know what? It's great when you can see these replays, because what's happened there is Udogie has gone with Ben White and Brennan Johnson's gone with Ben White. And that's why that neither of them have marked him up. Goal scorer for Bournemouth. Does he like hanky-panky? It's Dominic Solanke. 1-0 to Bournemouth there. You can never guarantee that. People would have said home banker, 4 or 5-0 to Brighton. But we've seen with Brighton at home before, Everton, and we've seen it this season with West Ham. They are vulnerable. We've seen it with AEK Athens as well. They are vulnerable on the break. And it would not surprise me. I think Brighton's Achilles heel is the so-called lesser sides. Mark, can you ask the chat to explain what Saka's celebration was about and why it was directed at Maddison, says Salim? I don't know. I didn't see that. I didn't see what the context of any of that was. So we've got 3 goals in the 2 o'clock games. 1-0 Arsenal, 1-0 to Bournemouth at Brighton, and 1-0 to Liverpool at home to West Ham. Still 0-0 at the Bridge between between Chelsea and Aston Villa. De Zerbi is too one-dimensional, says Eugene. Well, some of these teams are going to struggle because they've got to play Thursday night football as well. And Brighton's group is difficult. Have they got PSV and Marseille in their group as well? Naive defending by Spurs, but a very, very good finish by Saka. Here's Vieira now. I just think he gives some lovely balance to that midfield, Vieira. What do you think about Tony Kroos, says Amet? He's a very good player. No, it's not PSV then. Who's in Brighton's group? Is it Ajax, maybe? It's Ajax, yeah. It's Ajax. Lovely play by Saka here. He's left Udogie. And he's put a lovely ball out to Vieira on the left-hand side. And it's a good bit of defending by Van der Ven. But I tell you what, I think there's a decision to be made for Ange. And you know what that decision is? Do I take Udogie off and bring Ben Davies on? because at the moment Saka's got him on toast and he's also on a yellow card. They're the big decisions that managers have to make. If I'm managing Spurs at the moment, I'm like, you know, I've got Emerson Royale, I've got Ben Davies, I've got options, and Adogi is not having a good time and he's on a yellow card. I think he's got to make a point of it. Apparently Saka was taking the piss out of Maddison's darts celebration. Maybe he doesn't like darts. Maybe he loves darts. Mount says that Adogi is a chicken in the headlights. Or a rabbit. I'm with Food Wood Stone Gold, who says, why do idiotic defenders let Saka onto his left foot? It's like, you know, these players of this quality of Saka will always find a way to get on their left foot, but he didn't have to work hard to get on his left foot there. That was almost like, I can't believe it. Didn't think he had a left foot. I thought I'd just show him inside because he's right-footed. Hi Mark, can we put Strictly Come Dancing on? Connor, you can swivel on that. I can predict the match after interview. Ange will say, you win some, you lose some, mate. That's the way it goes, and everyone will laugh and love him more, says Nick P. Oh, mate, Nick, the thing is, you're so true. Everyone will be going, and that's why we all love Ange. Oh, my God. That should be 2-0. Maddison would have got pelters for that. Receives the ball on the edge of his box from the keeper. Doesn't scan. Gets barged out the way, and Jesus should score. I'd bury this. Absolutely bury it. He's gone for power, and he should have gone for... Maddison's a very lucky boy. He's a very lucky boy. But it stays 1-0. Here he is on the attack, though. Tackle, no, he's still got it, Maddison. He needs to go wide right. What? How is that a foul? Hi, Mark. Greenwood is about to come on for Getafe, says Sebastian. Yeah, I'm not in the crowd that gives a shit. I'd hate you to, mistake me for someone who actually cares about Greenwood at Getafe. I'm not on that bandwagon of following the Getafe English Twitter account, or, you know, I'm really glad he doesn't play for Man United at the moment, and I'm not really interested in what he does. Mark, you're a celebrity. Would you consider politics? I'd vote for you, says Scarecrow. No, thank you. Yeah, Spurs need to find a way to just get a grasp of this game at the moment, because Arsenal are comfortably the better side, which is what I predicted the other day. I think Spurs have had a very good start to the season, but I think people are sleeping on Arsenal. I think the changes that Arteta made against Everton made them a much better balanced side. I think in their first few games of the season against the Fulhams and the Forests, with Havertz in the midfield, they were not balanced. And I think everybody could see they wouldn't be balanced. But by bringing Vieira into the midfield, he's brought balance back to that midfield. And the team is performing a lot better because of it. And as good as Spurs have been this season, let's not forget that this is an Arsenal side that pushed a very good Man City side all the way last season. I don't think Spurs at the moment, and why would they be? I don't think they're ready yet to be going to places like Arsenal and winning games. I might be wrong. Mark, have you ever watched Mad Men? You look exactly like the main character, Don Draper. I bet I don't. I'm going to Google it, because I haven't watched it. I look nothing like him. You cheeky bastard. He's good looking. Was it an OG or a Saka goal? It should be a Saka goal, because the shot was on target. He's got big guns, hasn't he? There's Jesus. He's done a good job on the left-hand side. It's gone down as an own G. I think it was on target. Apparently, I look like the lead singer of a band. I don't know who they are. I can't remember the name of the band. You remind me of the farmer from Shaun the Sheep. Oh, I know who you're on about there. Classic, brilliant episode. I used to love watching that. That's the great thing about having kids. You get to watch these things that you'd never watch as an adult because it would be odd. But Bluey, I love Bluey. Peppa Pig's quite funny as well. Have you ever watched A Christmas Carol? Because you look a bit like the main character, says Xander. That's a nice ball, but easy defensive work for Saliba. Hi Mark, predictions on Man United becoming third or fourth says Element. I don't think United are coming third. I think it's Liverpool, Arsenal and City for me. Must be horrible for Ramsdale, you know. Goalkeeping, when you're benched as a goalkeeper, it's the worst position to be benched because you've got no way back. If you're benched as a midfielder or a striker or a centre-back, you've always got a way back, haven't you? Because, you know, you can take them off after 60 minutes. But as a goalkeeper, you have not really got a way back. And also with Ramsdale, correct me if I'm wrong, the previous game he hadn't made a mistake, had he? Raya's not had anything to do, sick Rich. Do you think Everton can finish in the top half? Says the man Dan. Was good win for Everton yesterday. May have gone unnoticed by some, especially at Brentford. Really good win for Everton. Right, here's Son into Kulusevski. Maddison on the back post. Will he see it? Doesn't need to because he's seen Son. And what a save by Raya that is. What a save by Raya. Big save by Raya from Brennan Johnson. He probably should have put more power on it. But I'd like to see it again. It might have been one for the cameras a little bit because there wasn't a lot of power on it, but he was at full stretch. It's one of those confidence builders. A lot of people in the chat saying what a big save. That's why he's in the team, says Lewis. It's funny because somebody was just saying, what do you think about Raya? And he's made a big save there. They should have scored, Spurs. They should have scored. They carved a good chance. And it's Son again, but intercepted this time. Let's watch it back. Here it comes. Good play. Cross back. Comes to Brennan Johnson. Oh no, that's a good save. Because he's unsighted as well. When he shoots. No, that's a great save. That is a great save. That is a cracking save, you know. It's top draw, says Marco. It was a great save. Because Brennan Johnson's put it in exactly the right place. And Raya is sort of unsighted because of Arsenal 2 defenders. Zalvo says, "What? Oh my God, what a save." It was an amazing save, says Philip Joyce. I'll tell you what, Microsoft Word would have been happy with that save. Ramsdale's finished, says Benas. But Spurs need to take a bit of confidence from that. Brennan Johnson. Cross again. Raya, safe pair of hands. And Saliba's giving him a pat on the back. Both literally and meteorically. No, that's the weather. Wow, that's a great save. Because he's reaching back as well. He's on his back post. Yeah, it's a good save that. He's reaching back with a claw. Ramsdale claps it. You know Ramsdale's going like that. I've been in this position before. every bit of him knows he's on camera, and every bit of him is pissed off, but he's just going, you know what? I'll put up with it. He's in a horrible position, Ramsdale. I don't think he. I don't like it, but you know. Any other scores in the other games, Mark? No. Still 1-0 to Liverpool at home to West Ham. Still 1-0 to Bournemouth away to Brighton. And still 0-0 between Villa and Chelsea at Chelsea. Kulisevski's got it out in the corner. I tell you what, it's gone by very quickly. Should have whipped that first time, mate. Oh, I tell you what, he nearly caught Raya out. He's made another save. Bloody hell, he's busy. He's busy at the moment, Raya. Nearly caught out from the cross dipping underneath him, and then he had to make another save as well. And now Maddison cuts it back, and it's a goal for Spurs. It's been coming. You don't save those. It's right in the bottom corner. It's not your mum, it's Son who scores, doesn't even rhyme. He can't save that. He cannot save that. And it's 1-1 in the North London derby. We are getting what we want. We are getting entertainment. We are getting a big game. And Arsenal and Spurs heading in towards half-time are 1-1. And it's a lovely finish by Son. Nearly put him in a fantasy Premier League team, didn't. And now I'm regretting it. But the cross came in. It nearly caught Raya out. He had to palm it away. Made a good save from Brennan Johnson. And Arsenal just don't clear their lines. Declan Rice heads it. Saka gets done by Maddison, to be fair. And then in a crowd of people, you've got Rice, Saliba and Ben White all close. And Son gets in there. There's nothing Raya can do about that. You might question the defenders should do something about it. Yeah, you don't save those. It's right in the bottom corner off the post. Lovely finish by Son. And it's 1-0. It's 1-1. 1-1. I think we've got a goal at Chelsea as well coming in. Bear with. But Spurs have got a game on now. They've got a game on now. You know, could this be a cat amongst the pigeons here? Or a Son amongst the kids? Awful defending, says Jamie. I think you've got to look at... probably too many cooks spoil the broth. I think sometimes when you've got three defenders there, they probably overthink they've got it. Offside for Chelsea. Brilliant from Maddison. Yeah, give him the credit. Give him the credit. Definitely. But Arsenal will not be happy about that. They've had a good game. And also, let's not forget, Jesus should have made it 2-0 from that Maddison mistake. We don't forget. We remember these moments, and it was a massive moment. And he should have been scoring it, and he didn't. Hence, we are where we are. As we approach half-time. Goal for West Ham. 1-1 in the West Ham game. Can we go to Anfield live? Of course we can't. We haven't got the rights. But it is 1-1 in the game at West Ham. And it's Bowen of Jared. It's Jared Bowen, not Jim. But he has hit the bullseye. It's Jared Bowen. Scores for West Ham to make it 1-1. And we'll talk more about that at half-time. But apparently West Ham have given a good account of themselves. I cannot confirm it because I'm not watching it, but it is 1-1. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because Arsenal, favourites in this game, 1-0 up, pulled back to 1-1 by the away Contenders, Spurs. And then Liverpool at Anfield, the favourites. 1-0. Pulled back just before half-time by the contenders from London on their travels up north. It's 1-1. Game on. Game on. Another yellow card here. Oh, he's booked Sarr and Basuma. This ref's a twat. Ref is a complete twat. That is just stupid. I despair at the refereeing. I absolutely despair at the refereeing. The Sarr one is absolutely fine, but booking Basuma because he's had a in the moment moan, you basically just put the whole of their defensive midfield on a yellow card in a derby, which has been a great game. Hi Mark, thanks for the content on here in the United Stand. Top channel with great content. Look forward to it every day. Thanks, EA. Look, I don't want to see. I don't care if Arsenal win or Spurs win, but I want to see a good game. And I just don't think these officials have a fucking clue what they're doing. I don't really think they've got a clue what they're doing other than their rule book, which is irrelevant. I don't get it. I do not get why you do that. We've got a goal for Brighton. Could it be the man? Could it be the man? It's an own goal. They all count. They all count. We'll give you the details on that in a minute. But it's 1-1 in a lot of games. Oh, in fact, every game's a draw at the moment. Every game is a draw right now. Can I just say as well, thank you very much to EA Moz for that super chat. Half-time Chelsea Villa 0-0. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. You're all very, very welcome. Lot going on. I can see a red card in the second half, which is a concern. I don't want to see a red card in the second half. But I can see it happening. I mean, Basuma just shouts at the referee saying it shouldn't be a yellow card. It's just, you know, they're going to back the referee, of course they are. But for me, I think it's a little bit over the top. Four minutes added on here. Half-time Brighton, Bournemouth. Brighton equalised. Not too sure. We've got a Liverpool goal, I think, as well. No, it's offside for Liverpool. Half-time here. 1-1. Can't imagine what this Sunday would be like if we did not win last night. Now I can enjoy the North London derby, says Chiri. Well, to be fair, all the goals, all the games are going quite well for United at the moment. Draws would be lovely. But look, what a game. Lots going on. But what a half of football. Spurs will have their tails up, having equalised. Arsenal, well, I mean, I think from Arsenal's point of view, that they probably were the better side for about 30 minutes, and they should have been 2-0 up. But Spurs have always looked dangerous on the threat, not only in this game, but throughout the season so far. It was a well-crafted goal. The funny thing is, Saka may or may not have taken the piss out of James Maddison when he scored his goal and his celebration in the darts mode. But Maddison's took the piss out of Saka on the equaliser, made him look silly and cut it back. And it is, at this moment in time, 1-1 as Arsenal are pegged back. Not pegged, pegged back by Spurs. And it remains 1-1 in the Liverpool game as well. There was a Liverpool goal offside, but it's 1-1 there. That's not quite half time. 0-0 between Chelsea and Villa, and 1-1 Brighton getting back into the game, equalising against Bournemouth just before half time. So 3 1-1s and a 0-0. Brighton's goal was an own goal. I don't know whether they've allocated. I'm just, you know what I'm doing. I'm trying to see if they've allocated any points for an assist. I'm sure someone in the chat will know. But I still think that the game has really been about Saka, hasn't it? Saka sort of lost Maddison on the Spurs equaliser, and Saka lost Udogie and Brennan Johnson on the goal itself. And they've got to deal with it a little bit better. Saka got an assist from Fantasy Premier League for his goal. I think it was on target and it should have been a goal. The Brighton game was a Gilmore assist in the Brighton game. Sorry, Gilmore got the assist in the Brighton game, even though it was an own goal. Kufal got the assist for Bowen. No assist for Salah. And obviously Spurs was Maddison assist and Saka assist, and then Son goal. It was an own goal for Romero. So that's how things stand at the moment in relation to your FPL points. But yeah, I think it's. I think I'd be very happy at the moment if I was a Spurs fan, because looking at it, 1-1 at the moment. Let's have a quick look at the stats at half time. If I was Spurs, I'd be very happy with that. You've got the momentum of the equaliser, and you can visibly see Arsenal's disappointment at half time as well. And I think that whilst Arsenal will fancy their chances, Spurs have shown that they can stay in the game and they can score a goal. 60% possession for Spurs as well. This is not something that's going to please Arteta. They've had the same amount of shots on target. They've completed more passes with a better pass accuracy. So on the reflection, Spurs have had a very, very good half, and they've had more of the ball. So it looks like Arsenal have got a few questions to answer. And Nketiah is holding Arsenal back, says Charlie. I think in this game, it's very difficult to make a change, isn't it? Really difficult, because Trossard's injured, Martinelli is injured, and suddenly Arsenal's options are limited. But Spurs have got a real opportunity in the second. I mean, I think it would be a brilliant point for Spurs, but I don't necessarily think the game ends in a draw. The only thing I'd be worried about if I was Spurs is the ref. This referee looks like he's got no concept of what a derby is. He's stopping it for little things. He's booking people for little things. And that means it's not flowing the way it should do, but also it could mean there's a red card coming up. I look at Spurs' lineup, actually, and if I'm Ange, I'm looking at it and I'm a little bit concerned about where those yellow cards are on the pitch, because they are vulnerable areas to lose players. You've got your two holding midfielders and your left back. Now, obviously, Saka is Arsenal's best winger. So I think that they are areas that they're going to have to be very, very careful with this referee. But Spurs have got a great chance of getting something out of this game. Arsenal are going to have to dig deep in the second half and find a way through. Mark, we got an OG. Spurs have more possession in the Emirates first half. This ship needs to be dominating this. Not happy here, says Ira. I hadn't realised that. We were just looking at that ourselves about the stats in the game. And Spurs have done remarkably well. And look, this is a new era for Spurs, and it's certainly a confident era, and it's one that they really are expressing themselves in and look comfortable in, and they're not panicking. And you could say the goal itself was a little bit unlucky. I don't know why Saka doesn't get given that goal. It's on target. It's definitely on target, and I think it's going in anyway. So I don't know why they've given it as an OG. Because I thought if it was on target, it was on target. It was cast as a goal. Right, in relation to stats in the Chelsea game, very, very equal. They're around 50% possession each, Chelsea and Villa. Villa have had 3 shots on target and Chelsea have had 2. That's definitely on target from Saka. Definitely on target. Not having that. Not having that. Spurs form is nothing more than a manager bounce. People hyping them way too much. Still going to finish 7th or below, says Alex. And United puts us in a position where Arsenal or Liverpool are the only bitter options to stop City from the 4th consecutive one, says Sati. Oh, mate, I don't want City to win 4 consecutive titles, but they're going to win 4 consecutive titles. Yeah. Mark, if you could sign a player past or present for Man United, yeah, not answering that. Don't you think that Maguire and Fred hate you, says FB. Don't care. And how much do you think Rashford is worth at the moment? I love the content, says Show. Marcus Rashford would still be worth over £100 million in the current market. I don't care what haters have got to say. Of course they would. That ref looks like Zinchenko's brother, says Jamie. And Ange Ball, Tom. Which goalkeeper is the best in the league right now? Well, I don't think that Raya can do anything on that. I mean, let's not forget, and we mustn't forget, Raya's save probably hasn't even been spoken about because Spurs have got the momentum. That save by Raya should be a goal. It was brilliant. And also, Jesus should have scored. So we could easily have had another goal each. I think the draw is correct at half-time. I think Arteta has got to get that Arsenal side. I like the balance of that Arsenal side as well, which is a credit to Spurs. That the balance of the Arsenal midfield is much better now that they don't have Havertz in there. I agree with the person that said Nketiah is a problem. I think he plays too many games for Arsenal. And what I mean by that is he's absolutely fine as your backup option, but he starts way too many games. And I don't think Nketiah, if he was playing for Chelsea or Manchester United, I think the fans of Chelsea and Man United would say the same. Hard-working lad, but is he good enough at this level? I just think Nketiah is a bit mid, and I think he plays too many games for Arsenal, and I think that is a problem because I think Jesus, quality, Saka, quality, and Nketiah is just a bench option, and he starts too many games for Arsenal. I look at Spurs front three, and I wasn't too sure about Brennan Johnson. Big fan of Son and Kulusevski, but Brennan Johnson seems to be giving a little bit more to the game at the moment, and Nketiah needs to give a little bit more as well. Kilo says, "Didn't Eddie bury United last season, mate?" But that's the argument of an idiot. Like Weghorst scored against someone last year. Like just because somebody scores against you doesn't mean that they're world class. You know, grow up and have a proper conversation about something. We're actually talking about whether Nketiah is good enough at this level to play the amount of games he plays in the Arsenal starting team. I think it's a weak spot. I think he's a backup striker who starts too many games. That's the point. I don't think he's useless, but I don't think he's good enough to start the games that he starts. Now, is that a squad problem for Arsenal? They've had a few injuries. Trossard's injured. Martinelli's injured. You know, he obviously doesn't trust Havertz. I personally would play Havertz down the middle with Jesus on the left, but he spent £65 million on Havertz. Doesn't seem to have a place for him. We talk about legs, but McTominay and Casemiro have none yet. We blame Eriksen to track the runners. How? Still lost the midfield, if not Zidane. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're talking about. This is an Arsenal versus Spurs watch-along on That's Football. You've got yourself lost. What are you talking about McTominay and Casemiro and Eriksen for? Like, seriously, I don't know what you're doing here, and I don't know what you're talking about. Would you divorce your wife if the Glazers left? Absolutely not, FB. That's like me saying to you, would you jump into a volcano knowing that you got rid of the Glazers? Well, guess what? You've jumped in, and we did it for a laugh. The Glazers are still here. But at least you thought it worked. No, I'm not going to do anything stupid like that. Havertz is an expensive bench warmer. Well, he is at the moment. But these sort of questions are, these sort of questions about Havertz are valid. Why spend £65 million on him if you're not going to use him? He shouldn't be used in the midfield, I agree. But he might be worth chucking on centrally in this second half. Eddie would be a good striker for Roma, says Reginald. I think Eddie Nketiah is a good striker to have on your bench in the last 20 minutes, but I think he starts too many games. And I said this last season. Saw them play against Man City at the Emirates. He had 3 good chances and he missed them all. If he scores any of those, you probably beat Arsenal at the Emirates. Sorry, you probably beat Man City at the Emirates, and then maybe you win the league. Maybe you don't. But Maddison is a way better player than Mount. Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. How will City ever be topped, Mark, says Italia? They won't. They're better than everybody else. It's too early to judge Havertz, says PP. Well, it's not, and it is. You're right. It's too early to judge him in the sense of the Arsenal shirt, but I don't think it's too early to judge him in the sense of the general career that he's had regarding his time at Arsenal. Chelsea. I think any Arsenal fan would admit it's a risk. It is a risk. Second half to come then. What are we thinking? A lot of you went for an Arsenal win. Chelsea are drawing at home to Villa. And we've got a very, very interesting game coming up for you in the second half. Just looking at who the Cowboys are playing. Cardinals. 21-25. Okay. Right. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. You're all very, very welcome on this channel. 1-1 between Liverpool and West Ham at Anfield. 1-1 between Brighton and Bournemouth at Brighton. 0-0 between Chelsea and Villa at Chelsea. And, of course, our featured game is Arsenal against Spurs. And it is currently 1-1 here. We're about ready to go for the second half. Are you a Cowboys fan? I do like the NFL. I don't really start watching it until the playoffs, if I'm being honest, or the last few weeks. But I will keep an eye on it in the group stage. I still think Arsenal win this, but I've got to be honest. I think it's 50-50 now. I think Arsenal have got a great chance. I think Spurs have got a great chance of getting back into this. And yeah, we're up and running in the Chelsea game, by the way. Yeah, right. 1 minute. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be about 20 seconds. Just need to pop and do something. Oh no. I thought it started up again then. It was a chance for Jesus. I thought he'd scored. Don't worry, he hasn't. We're not started yet. He should have scored. He's gone for too much power. Too much power on that. Reyes save. Oh no, they're showing Reyes save now. He's so good. The reactions on that, incredible. Right, players are out on the pitch. Who's going to do this second half? Please subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner, you're very welcome on That's Football. Don't forget, my EAFC career mode is back tomorrow afternoon at 3:30 on the Mark Goldbridge channel. Arsenal players are coming out here. Need to find a bit of motivation in the second half. What were we talking about, Havertz? Havertz is coming on, but it's not for Nketiah. He's gone for something brave here. I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about this. Oh, he's making 2 subs. Jorginho and Havertz. He's not messing around. Arteta's not messing around. He's obviously going to change the personnel of his midfield. I think he's probably taken off, certainly Vieira. Who else has he took off then? Rice. It's got to be Rice. Yep. Rice off. Rice is injured apparently. I would not have took that Vieira off. I don't think he was having a bad game at all. He seems to be shoehorning Havertz into this team. But we're waiting to go for the second half here. Brighton have got another goal. I'll tell you who scored it in a minute. We're just starting off here, and there we go. We have got another goal for Brighton. I'm reliably informed that Brighton have scored. I will double check for you. Do you think a best starting 11 from the Premier League without Man City players beats Man City? Says Gary. No, because they've got the rhythm, and they're managed by Pep. An All-Stars team is not going to beat them, is it? Matoma! He's only just come on, and he's scored a goal as well. And you know why? He's in my fancy Premier League team. Matoma's made it 2-1 to Brighton. He's come on at half-time. He's got a goal. And he's in my FPL. Instant impact from Matoma. Just Keevan hates Brighton. Yeah, I don't like Brighton for beating Man United, but I still don't find them very offensive. So we think Declan Rice is injured, and that's why Jorginho's come on. And we think that Vieira has come off for Havertz because of a tactical switch by Arteta. I'm not convinced by it. Ansu Fati got the assist, says Mohammed. Liverpool going to win today, says Rack. I'm sure they'll find a way to win at home to West Ham. Matoma's better than Rashford. Well, I think. Well, let's do a poll. Goldbridge. Either or. Somebody said to me, that it would be 0-0 between Villa and Chelsea and Liverpool. Chelsea and Villa. Well, at the moment they're right. Probably did have a draw written all over it, didn't it? I've got no idea. Me and Ben Foster do win, lose or draw on the channel. I'm sure some of you watch it, and I'm ahead of him at the moment by 5, but we do it on a weekly basis as well. I've got no idea what I went with on today's. Well, I definitely went with an Arsenal win. I definitely went with a Liverpool win. I would have gone with a Brighton win. I think I went with a draw between Chelsea and Villa. I think I did go with a draw there. Well, it's a big, big game for Havertz now. I mean, I think if this goes wrong, then Arteta's not going to do himself or Havertz any favours. It has to work. Saliba's just played a terrible pass there, and Spurs are on the break with Brennan Johnson. And Saliba does well to get the tackle in. Yeet says, I love Matoma so much. Looks like Brighton have woken up, says Ryan. I did go with a draw. Oh, Maddison. No, keeper is out quick. I've just been sent a clip of Seb's goal. So apologies here, but I just want to see. Oh, yeah, took it well. Took it well. There we go. Penalty box striker. Rice looks pissed, says MCFC. Someone says, can we see it? I can't show you it. It's 6-year-olds playing football. I mean, it's probably absolutely fine, but... oh, well, is there a handball there? Keeper says no. Of course he does. Another shot. It's Romero again. They want a handball. Well, no way is that a handball. No way is that a handball. considering it wasn't for United. No, it's the same. That's exactly the same as what he did on Garnacho. So I mean, look, it should be a penalty. It should be a penalty, but you know, one way or another, it's either Arsenal are in the same boat as us, or I mean, the distance is nothing. I mean, how can you not give this? But if he does give it, how could you have not given the United one? I think it should be a penalty. I think it should be a penalty, but all I'll say is I can't believe we didn't get the one. I don't know whether it will get given, by the way. I've got no idea whether it will get given. I think it should be a penalty, in my opinion, that those should be a penalty, but no, he's going to go and have a look. He's going to go and have a look. I think you're going to get it, Arsenal. I think you're going to go and get it. That's a penalty for me. I think he's going to give it. Yeah, he's giving it. I mean, I actually think it is a penalty, but I just... There's part of me inside that just dies and goes... Even as... I sort of... From Arsenal's point of view, it's a penalty. I think it should be a penalty. From Spurs' point of view, I'd say... Well, you didn't give it against United a few weeks ago. It's the inconsistency is a disgrace. And I feel for Spurs fans, but I also I think it should be a penalty. It's not deliberate. Someone said it should be a red card. It's not deliberate. It's not deliberate. Look, for me, his hand's in a natural position. And there's nothing he can do because it's so close to him. But I think it should be a penalty, like I thought with Man United and Garnacho. But the fact that one has been given and one hasn't is just incredible. Arsenal have benefited from it today. They've had the right decision. We didn't. Saka, anyway. I've got him in my FPL team. We better not fucking miss. From an FPL point of view, need him to score. And he has. 2-1 to Arsenal. And a big moment. I mean, Romero is on a hat-trick. He's given a penalty away and he's given an OG away. And Saka is on a hat-trick with 2 goals. So there we go. I think it's the right decision. I think it is a penalty, but I absolutely agree with Spurs fans. You would go back and say, hold on a minute. We were at home to Man United. He did the same thing and it wasn't a penalty. So what is the rule on handball? Because, you know, what is the rule on handball? And I don't think anybody knows. And I think that's the harsh thing. 2-1 to Arsenal right at the start of the half. Can they stay ahead this time? Lovely penalty by Saka, by the way. Straight down the middle. Oh, I'm getting rid of fucking Jackson. I'm getting rid of that Jackson at Chelsea. He's got more fucking yellow cards than goals. I think he's got about 4 yellow cards. He thinks yellow cards are goals. I can't believe he gets booked every single game and doesn't score. It's crazy. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, I've missed a goal. I've missed a goal and it's Son again. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't speak. Some would say it's justice. Some would say he's just called Son. Don't call him justice. He represents maybe justice. It's a comeback goal. I didn't see the build-up. I saw the back of the net bulge. And I saw that man Son. And it's 2-2 in the North London derby. Maddison's jumping on the celebration there. I don't know whether he got an assist. He's got an assist on the celebration. There's a red card at Chelsea, by the way. But we'll go to that in a minute. Gusto red card for Chelsea. It's getting worse for Poch. But I think it's Jorginho made a mistake. Let's have a look. Jorginho has it. Yeah, caught on the ball. Maddison had the assist again. 2 assists for Maddison. Nothing Raya can do. Son finishes it. I tell you what, he's going to get a lot of stick. If that Rice substitution was tactical, it's a bloody nightmare. It's a lovely finish by Son. And it's 2-2. It's 2. Everybody's on a hat-trick. Son's on a hat-trick. Maddison's on a hat-trick of assists. Saka's on a hat-trick. And Romero's on a hat-trick of mistakes. Who's going to get the hat-trick first? And Arsenal will be concerned now. We have got a red card for Chelsea, by the way. I don't know what happened. But Havertz has now been booked as well. These subs are not going well. VAR review says the yellow card should be cancelled for Gusto. And he's got to leave the pitch. It's a red. Didn't see it. I don't know whether anybody did, but it's a red card for Gusto in the Chelsea game. The red card was a joke, apparently, says Joseph. I'll have to have a look at that later. What a game this is, though. Fasten your seatbelts. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Do you think Son is underrated? I'm just gutted I didn't put Son in my fancy Premier League team. I absolutely was so close. Branle says, I love Spurs. I love this Spurs side. Spurs fans, Spurs are winning votes here. I'm just trying to find out if Rice injured. Because if he wasn't injured, that substitution is catastrophic. Apparently he's got injured his left calf. Which has forced him off. Well, I said 3-2 to Arsenal. That was my score prediction. And at the moment, we are where we are with that. A lot of people still talking about the penalty for Arsenal. For me, it's a penalty. It's the inconsistency of the allocation of penalties that get on my nerves. Gusto had a Casemiro moment, Mark, and his foot hit the ball, but it went through, hit this ankle. Quite harsh, says Mark. I mean, I have to see it. I have to see it. I can't comment on it if I haven't seen it. See if I can find it anywhere. I've seen a still of it. What an afternoon of football. What an afternoon of football, eh? I mean, the still of it looks bad. It's not looking good, bruv. Chelsea, it's not looking good. Matoma or Rashford? 64% of you have gone with Rashford. Sorry, Matoma. Saka on a hat-trick. First goal was Romero in goal. He's not on a hat-trick. You're absolutely correct, Akshay. You're absolutely fine. You're right. Which way is it going to go? Half an hour to go. Love football. We love football. We love football here. We love it. Welcome to That's Football, where we love football. Overlap? No. No. That doesn't mean like we love That's Football and we don't like the overlap. There was an overlap there for Ben White and it went too far. Liverpool still 1-1. Chelsea down to 10 men, 0-0 with Villa. Bournemouth are losing 2-1 to Brighton. And Arsenal 2-2. What an opportunity for Aston Villa, by the way. Up against 10 men Chelsea. They've got a great chance. Spurs looking to make substitutions here. Brennan Johnson's injured, that's why. Arsenal more like Arse Pratt, says Cobra Kai. Fatty's just missed a scissor, says Owen. That's a bit weightist. Oh, you're talking about the Brighton player. I thought you were just talking about an overweight player. Need to get used to that. Chelsea genuinely could be bottom 7. Trouble is, and this is why it was so important for Manchester United to win yesterday, is when the going gets rough, the heads will drop. Oh yeah, Jorginho is going to get pelters, I'm afraid. Yeah, no clean sheets today apart from Villa and Chelsea. Maddison and Basuma have revitalised that Spurs midfield, says Nigel. Maddison's having a... I actually predicted that Maddison would be one of the flops of the season. Yeah, well, look, nobody's ever 100% right in football. Nunez has scored. Well, I'm not happy, but I have got Nunez in my Fantasy Premier League team, so it's almost like I know what I'm on about. But obviously, I'm never going to be happy about Liverpool winning, but there is a cloud with a silver lining on it, and I do have Nunez in my FPL team, and he has scored for Liverpool, and I would expect them to beat West Ham today. And he has scored, I think. Salah may have got the assist. I'm not 100% sure, but we will certainly keep you up to date. But Liverpool lead 2-1, Nunez. And Nketiah still on the pitch for Arsenal. Basuma strong in the midfield here. There's actually a Spurs player down with a face injury, and they can't play on. They can't not play on Spurs because of... and they are going to play on. Maddison's got loads of space. Into Son. Maddison way over the bar. McAllister got the assist. Awoken. There we go. Thank you very much. Fast pace to this game now. Trossard's missed in this game, says 5-star. Son owns Arsenal, says just Kevin. Spurs fans want this game won. They can. I think Spurs fans can feel it at the moment, can't they? I think they can feel the opportunity. Jackson needs to come out my Fantasy Premier League team. He's had his last chance. He's got to go. He's got to go. I'm not joking. He has been booked about 5 times this season already. Definitely 4. He's got to go. I'm doing all right FPL-wise. I've got 2 goals from Saka. Well, an assist. An OG, but he got an assist. Matoma, Nunez. It's that Pratt Jackson. I don't know why I've stuck by him. Poch and his lies. We're stuck on the stats. Sorry, we can change that. Let's get the stats carousel rolling round. Don't forget, the stats carousel is sponsored by OneFootball. Download it for free. Links in the video description, or scan the QR code in the top right-hand corner. Get all the latest score updates. They come through really quick on the OneFootball app. Links in the description, as I say. Get all your latest breaking football news as well. Plus, their stats, they individualise them as well. So you can have a look at how many misplaced passes Jorginho's made, or how many successful passes Maddison's made. All the information's there on the app. Download it for free. Big shout out to OneFootball. Fantastic finish by Nunez. It says EA Pirates. Obviously haven't seen it yet, but look forward to looking at those replays. A free kick for Spurs here. Mark, you need to see Darwin's finish. It was world class, says Danny on the gas. And do you like Vardiel, Mark? And why didn't we sign him, says Els. Too much money, I think. Too much money. Jackson's too aggressive, says Super Baguette. Well, Maddison's on the free kick. It's not a shootable free kick. I think it's a whip to the back post free kick. Arsenal fans are losing their head here. What do you expect? Show some respect to Spurs. Like, you know, they've come into this game with a bit of form. It's a North London derby. You know, you got to earn the right to win. I think for too long, Spurs have been a joke, and it's been easy for Arsenal. They've now got a North London derby rival that's going to give them a bit of a game. Step it up. Score prediction. Well, I'm going to stick with what I said, 3-2 to Arsenal. I said that before the game. So I'm going to stick with 3-2 to Arsenal. But it could go either way. You know, it could go either way. And I think the keeper's made a meal of this. I don't think Nketiah... Well, he's going to book him, but I don't think it was anything more sinister. And it might not even been a yellow card. He was late on the keeper. He's not complaining about the yellow card. Let's have a look. Keeper clears it. Yellow card. Absolutely correct. Not going to moan about that. Ref got it right. Oh, Jesus Christ, though. Could have broke his ankle. Did you see his ankle underneath? Wayne says, you missed my super chat. I don't know whether that was just the freeze frame I saw it, but it looked like his ankle went down. He's fine. He's up. Yeah, I don't know whether that was just a trick of the frame, but it looked like his ankle went like that. Could have killed him. Very stop-start at the moment. Harley says that was actually a worse tackle than the Chelsea one. Yeah, but you know what it is. This is bad officiating again. If you don't, if it studs, always, it's got to be a red. But any other type of tackle doesn't have to be. He wasn't showing his. What a ball to Son. Side netting. Side netting. Well, Maddison's in big trouble here. Oh, this could be terrible for Spurs. Maddison down, and he don't look happy. This would be horrific for Spurs. And you know what? The amount of injuries we're seeing. The trouble is, he seemed to hyperextend his knee, and players do seem to know. I mean, with his knee, it could be an ACL. He could just have jarred it. I don't think it's an ACL. I think he's all right. I think he's just jarred his knee. Yeah, he's all right. Physio bridge. Yeah, he's basically extended his knee. It hurts. Gasper says it's an ACL for sure. No, I mean you wouldn't rule it out, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Let's hope it's not. You don't want to see that. Villa have scored. Villa have scored at Chelsea. It was an inevitability, and it has come. And it's Watkins. I've got a mate who's gone down to this game who's a Villa fan today. He sent me a picture on WhatsApp. And he's picked a great game to go to because that's a massive, massive, massive result for Villa now. You can't see anything other than a Villa win. Chelsea, 6 points from 6 games, would be down in 14th place. They won't be getting relegated. Luton and Sheffield United are in this league. But that is a huge goal and it's a huge blow for Chelsea as their season goes from bad to worse to terrible to shit. All that. How to Spend £1 billion and Be Shit by Todd Bowley. When do you think Potter will get another chance, says Andrew? You do realise how much money Potter got? I mean, I wouldn't be rushing back into management at all. Maddison is back on the pitch running, so he has not done his ligaments or his ACL. What do we got? 20 minutes to go here. 20 minutes to go. And we have an opportunity for a winner. Of course, I haven't really contemplated a draw. I don't think Arsenal really can afford draws when you're trying to compete with Man City. But then again, they don't look like they're competing with Man City to me at the moment. This Havertz substitution has been an absolute waste of time. Here he is. I shudder to think what could happen here. Cross comes in, headed away. Spurs been very effective on the break. Reminds me of an ex-girlfriend. We went on a break and she was very effective on the break. Needless to say, when I heard about it, it turned into a permanent break. She was very active. It was a lucky escape. Right, make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. On the road to 25,000. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. Thank you very much. Still 2-1 to Brighton at home to Bournemouth. 2-2 here. 2-1 to Liverpool at home to West Ham. And Chelsea are losing not only a man, but a goal to Aston Villa. As an anti-cash football, I am that Chelsea is down, says EA. And it's no, I don't class it as cheating because we were on a break. And I'm not going to lie and say that I didn't have a little dabble. You know, that's the whole point of being on a break. But there's having a dabble and there's diving right in. You know. is having a little bit of a poke on a break. She was more like a woodpecker. If there's no consistency in VAR decisions, then how does it differ from human interpretation other than steal the joy from celebrating goals? Get VAR in the bin, says Wayne. Yeah, I'm fed up with VAR. It's doing my head in at the moment. It's like Ross said on Friends. It's not cheating when you're on a break. But what happens on a break is that you can make your mind up about whether you want to go back to not being on a break. Trevor says it is cheating. Well, it's not. Do you know what a break is, right? A break, you're taking me back 20 years now. When you're on a break, if you're in a relationship and you say, I think we should go on a break, right? It basically means you're sort of breaking up, but let's see how we feel in a few weeks, right? So when you're on that break, you're not taking a vow of whatever they call it, nothing. You can go out and you can have a dabble. And she had every right to do that, but I just think she dabbled too much, and I was like, we're definitely not. And then after about 6 weeks, she was like, I've got it out of my system now. And I said, oh, you've been to the clinic? And no, she said, no, I think I want to be with you. And I said, well, I definitely do not want to be with you because everybody else has. So that was it. I didn't want to anyway. What's your Manscaped promo code, Mark? I don't know. Harry B. TUS rings a bell. Hi Mark, I was on a hot date last night and things got heavy and I still think McTominay is shit, says Paul. Oh, Nketiah in the box. Which is where it sounds like you were, Paul, last night. Matoma has scored again. He has scored again. Matoma has scored again. If you've got him in your FPL, you're laughing. You're laughing with me. And it's an Estebanan assist. Cash back. Cash back. Estebanan sends a super cross into the box and Matoma latches onto it and from close range plants a header inside the right post, leaving Neto beaten. It's 3-1. That's triple points for me. Matoma with 2 goals and Estebanan's got an assist. Goldbridge in the FPL is having a good week. Have you thought of being a football commentator? Your analogies are top notch, says Francisco. I would love to try it. I'd love to do it properly, yes. But no one's given me the opportunity yet. That's on my bucket list. I don't want to do mainstream, but I would like to commentate on a game. What do we got? We've got about 15 minutes that Maddison has had to come off. I think the fact that he's walking off is a good thing. Oh, Son's gone off. That's brave. That's brave. That is brave. I could ask Solihull Moors if I could commentate on one of their games. They'd probably be quite happy about that. Somebody said they need a João Pedro goal. I got rid of him, but I've still got Jackson, which is just... yeah. Well, Liverpool are heading towards 3 big points at home to West Ham. Arsenal are heading towards a draw here. You feel that someone's going to get a winner, though. No hat-trick for Son. Surprised he took Son off. Villa are winning 1-0. Chelsea are in crisis. I said that on a video this week on this channel. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, because you will get sense on That's Football. What a ball. What a ball to Kulusevski. He's up against Gabriel. Lays it into Richarlison. Debating on taking Rashford out of my fantasy Premier League. He's another one, Jack. Yeah, he is another one. But I do feel with Rashford, he will. You take him out your fantasy Premier League team, he'll go and score a hat trick. Like Rashford will come good, whereas I think Jackson probably isn't going to come good, is he? I think with both players, I've kept them because I think at some point they're going to start scoring, and they just don't. EA Pirate says, why'd they take Son off? They're out the Carabao Cup. No, and I think that Darth Vader's vocal coach says, look, no, it wasn't him. Somebody said it in the chat, and they're absolutely spot on. Ange is the coach. Everyone else can shut up. Yeah. Maybe Richarlison comes on and gets the winner. Maybe Højbjerg gives them a little bit more stability. Chelsea's problem has been Chelsea's problem for all of last season. You know, I said I don't think Potter should have got the sack because they were creating chances, they just weren't scoring. And Akshay says, I'd love to see how Dermot Gallagher defends his mates on the penalty. Inconsistency is alarming. Well, you know, this is what Dermot Gallagher will say, because when Dermot Gallagher saw the Romero handball against Man United, he was like, well, yeah, at the end of the day, it's the right decision. It's not a handball. He's waving at his mum in the crowd. And then tomorrow, he's going to have to completely make himself look a lying, hypocritical prat, because he's going to have to go, at the end of the day, it is a handball because he's purposely handballed it. Like, they're going to really... He's going to really contradict himself, which is basically what these officials are doing week in, week out now. But I've always said about Chelsea, you spend £1 billion and you don't go and buy a world-class striker. That is incredible. It's like spending £1 billion on a mansion, then not building a roof, and then complaining when it rains and your TV and your carpets and your bed gets destroyed. Like, they've just not built the most important thing that they need. They haven't bought the most important thing. I don't know what they've spent £1 billion on, because you can't score goals. And Nketiah's getting a bit of stick in the chat. I like Nketiah, but he shouldn't be playing at this level the amount of times he does. He's not a starter. Time might be the friend of the draw here. Havertz is dreadful. He's like a fish called... He's like Nemo. I know. Yeah, Finding Nemo. Yeah, watching the 0 backflash on Poch, but after losing to Spurs who were good, Arsenal, Bayern, Brighton have always been kryptonite. Ridiculous, says Neil. Yeah, Poch should be under massive pressure, but doesn't fit the agenda, does it? This is a very good... You know, whatever happens here, Spurs deserve something. And I even think a point for them is massive progress. Shy Havertz says, just Kevin. Well, it'll be a very interesting game next Saturday night as well. Spurs at home to Liverpool. I think that's going to be a very interesting game. Let's have a look at the stats. 57% possession. Here they go though. Arsenal. He's going to shoot. They've stood off him again. Wow. It's gone for a corner. Arsenal with a corner. Watch the 0. I've done that one from... that was from Neil with the super chat. Thanks, Neil. Oh, straight across the face of the goal. Ten Hag's issue is that he wasn't on Monday Night Football like Poch. Witch hunt continues. Love the English press, says Jack. 88 minutes at Chelsea. They're going to lose. They're down to 10 men and Villa lead 1-0. Great result for Villa, by the way. Brighton are beating Bournemouth. Arsenal obviously drawing Liverpool here. Let's take a look at how the league stands at the moment. Look at that. Man City head and shoulders above everybody else. Look at their goal difference. 100% record. 6 wins out of 6. Liverpool 2 points behind them. That's an incredible start for Liverpool, by the way, if they hold out again at Anfield. 5 wins and 1 draw. Really good start by Liverpool. Brighton, 5 wins and a loss. 15 points plus 10 goal difference. Joining Manchester City in the exclusive double figures goal difference plus. Tottenham would stay ahead of Arsenal on goal difference with 14 points if this stays a draw. And then Aston Villa up to 5th with 12. 4 wins, 2 losses. And they'll be very happy with that start as well. But there is time here for a winner. And it's Havertz with the shot. Or should I say, shit. Yeah. Did you see a Bonglahor's switch up between Casemiro and Rodri red cards for very similar offences? I've actually given up looking at any punditry, says Mark. No. Did he say it wasn't a... Don't worry, I'll get him on the podcast. What did he say? Remember I do Pratt Pundit of the Week? I'll get him. I'll get him on that. Don't worry. What did he say? It wasn't a handball. Let me take a note. Good tackle by Saliba. Said it wasn't a red. Good. Podcast will be good this week. Yeah, if anyone's got any, just I'll put it on the community tab. Anyone, but I'm always looking for stupid pundit comments because we have a section on the podcast called Pundit Pratt of the Week. Last week we had. What did we have last week? Oh yeah, people's Ali McCoist and I think it was somebody else, Tim Sherwood, saying that Scott McTominay walks into that Man United side. I think they meant to say Scott McTominay walks when he plays for that Man United side. But Liverpool have got a third goal here. They're home and hosed. 3-1. They'll take up the second place in the Premier League. Very good start for Liverpool. Klopp has done wonders in rebuilding that midfield. And it's Jota who scored a goal for Liverpool. And West Ham will not be defined by that result today. They know their place, and it's not beating Liverpool at Anfield. So Arsenal have got a corner here, though. Is there a way for a win for Arsenal? Van Dijk got the assist. Thank you, Ho. Please don't anyone clip up that thing about the break, by the way. The ex might be watching, and I don't want to ruin her Sunday. Come on, Son. Give us a hat-trick. Yeah, it's not going to happen, Tristan. He's not on the pitch. The jury's still out on Havertz, says Gary Neville. Ooh, Saka's hurt his leg here. Or foot. You playing EAFC tomorrow? Yeah. My FIFA career mode's up and running. My EAFC career mode's up and running. It's going to take me a few months to get used to that. My channel, the Mark Goldbridge channel, I think it's had about 400,000 views. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Back tomorrow at about 3:30. Keep an eye on my socials. I'll post it out. I really enjoyed that, actually. There's some good games. Ref's been biased against Spurs, says Nicholas. I don't think the referee understood that this was a North London derby. I think he decided to referee it the same way you'd referee any game, which is not the way you should do it. Matthew Hackett, thank you very much for your super chat. Really appreciate that. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. I suppose I should signpost you towards our next game that we're going to be doing as a watch-along. I'm doing Man City against Newcastle on Wednesday night in the Carabao Cup. Don't normally do Carabao Cup, but I think both teams will take that tournament quite seriously as an opportunity to win a trophy. So, yeah, I will do that on Wednesday night. I'll be doing Man United Palace on United Stand on Tuesday night as well. So, yeah, got a bonus game this week. And obviously, the following week, we've got Champions League. And I don't know what's next weekend, actually, in relation to watch-alongs. I've not looked. Bit of a crap weekend. Well, it's been a great Sunday, but the Saturdays were rubbish. There was no 12:30. Oh, Villa Brighton next Saturday. I might do that. 12:30. Villa. I think that'd be a good game, Villa Brighton at 12:30. So I'll probably do that. Man United are playing Palace at 3 o'clock, so I'll be doing that on the United Stand. Tottenham Liverpool at 5:30. Very good. Sunday's crap. Forest against Brentford. So probably have the Sunday off, which I'll enjoy. Cross comes in, headed away. 10 minutes added on. If you want to explain that 10 minutes to me, please do. I'm trying to think where 10 minutes have come from. 11 at Chelsea. Where has 10 minutes come from? I don't know. You know what I loved about the Champions League? They don't do it in Europe. So, I mean, probably the same if you played Thursday night football, but they don't do it. Like in United's Champions League game, I think we got 3 or 4 minutes added on. So refreshing. I'm never going to be a fan of adding 10 minutes on to the end of a game. I just think it's really stupid, and this is why so many people are getting injured. How many points you got on FPL, Mark? Someone's got 53. Yeah, let's have a bit of an update. Let us know how you're doing on your FPL. I will tell you what I'm doing. Refresh. 66. I've got 66. I've got an assist from Esteban. Anana got a clean sheet. Saliba and Chilwell have done shit. Matoma's got 11. Saka's got 10. Bruno got 10. Darwin's got 6. Haaland got 12. Jackson got 1. He's out. His career is going the same way as Michael Jackson. Dead. Although Michael Jackson's career probably isn't dead, because post-death, he probably does still sell a lot of records. But Jackson doesn't for Chelsea. So, yeah. 66 quite good, isn't it? I reckon 66 is quite good. I mean, really, you want to be up around 100, but not going to happen. Mark, what do you think of Liverpool so far this season, says Matthew Hackett. Very impressed with Liverpool this season. I said it ages ago. I said it weeks ago. The praise that the mainstream. You know what? I actually think mainstream. Well, I don't think this. I absolutely 100% think this. The mainstream agenda is written. It is scripted. They want to talk about what they want to talk about for their own purposes. So Ten Hag under pressure doesn't make any sense compared to Pochettino at Chelsea. Like, Man United are doing better than Chelsea, but Poch is under no pressure. Ten Hag is under pressure, even though he got third place and won a trophy. It's an agenda. The obsession with Ange at Spurs is great, and they deserve credit. But Liverpool are second in the league, and Klopp has rebuilt his midfield in one summer. So, but no one's talking about that. It's like, oh, it's Liverpool. Liverpool won the league recently. It's not a surprise. He's literally just rebuilt his midfield in the most competitive league in the world. No mention of it at all. So, I've been saying that for a while. I don't like Liverpool, but I think what they've done is incredible in that midfield area. I've always been a big fan of, not a big fan, I've always been very respectful of Arteta, but I think Arteta's problem is stubbornness. I think Arteta's problem is Havertz in a sense. He's not got the midfield balance right at all, and that is obviously going to be a problem. I mean, I'll do a match reaction to this game. I'll also talk about Chelsea as well. But in the context of this game, it's 56% for Arsenal, unless they can get a late winner here, and they still have got 4 minutes. I mean, Odegaard's been really quiet. Don't clip me on this because Gary will hate it, but it's the Gary Neville curse. Literally at the last weekend, Gary Neville was talking about Odegaard like he's the best number 10, and I've decided he's the complete number 10. Pep Guardiola would love him, and then he goes missing in the very next game. I like Odegaard. I do like Odegaard, but it's the Gary Neville curse. He's jumped on the bandwagon, and Smith Rowe's on for Saka now. I like Smith Rowe. I don't think he gets enough game time. Good result for Man City, though, this. Bad result for Arsenal. Where do they go next, Arsenal, actually? Always very interested. Bournemouth next week on Saturday at 3 o'clock. I just think City... I think City could be 10 points clear by Christmas and then it's over. Has to be over. Terrible from... Arsenal football today. Look, footballing side, Spurs have been the better team. The stats can't lie. Doesn't mean they're going to win the game. But I think for Spurs, this is... If I was a Spurs fan, I'd be over the moon with this. Yes, you want to win because it's Arsenal. But you're at Arsenal. Arsenal fought for the title last year. You fought to be shit. And this season, you're winning more friends than... Friends reunited. No one uses that anymore. That's not many friends. You got more friends than Facebook. Spurs. That would have been better. And they're also not just winning friends, but they're winning points as well. So again, another big game next Saturday against Liverpool, and Spurs can be very happy with what they're doing. And I look forward to Spurs Liverpool. I think it'll be another good game. Liverpool have won 3-1. Oh, he's giving the foul on Nketiah. I think they're carrying Nketiah. I think they're carrying Havertz. Thanks everyone for tuning in. There's a lovely ball. You've got to go wide. You've got to go wide. It goes wide. Kulusevski, this could be interesting. Don't let him on his left foot, Zinchenko. He's clever. Lays it off. Oh, it's a corner. Richarlison with the shot. And it just goes wide. Villa have won, by the way. What a 3 points for Villa. What a 3 points for Villa. Chelsea down to 10 men. I do need to see the red card, and I will comment on Twitter about that. But Chelsea have lost again. Chelsea are in a huge crisis. We'll talk about that, of course. But I don't think there's any doubt amongst anybody that Chelsea were worthy losers again today. It was a very equal game up until the sending off. But post that, Villa were completely and utterly in control. 7 shots to 4. And Chelsea just can't catch a break. And it's full time here as well. It's 2-2. It's probably the right result. I don't think there was a resounding favourite that deserved to win this game. I think we're the winner as people who love football. That's a great advert for the Premier League again. If we didn't have Man City in this league, I think we'd have a cracking league. Man City are just better than everybody else. And, you know, this is a great result for Man City. But the real victor, really, the moral victory is Spurs. To go to Arsenal from where they were last season, play like they did, have more possession. Spurs totally and utterly can sit there tonight and go, we're on the same page as Arsenal. And that will hurt Arsenal because they would not expect to be in September on the same page as Spurs. A lot of that's to do with Spurs' improvement, but Arsenal just at the moment are not clicking. Their balance just isn't there. I don't agree with his substitutions at half-time. I believe one of them was because Declan Rice was injured, but you're telling me that Vieira in the first half was worse than Havertz in the second half. I think that substitution was a weird one, and probably stubbornness to try and get his £65 million player into the team. The Raya thing has worked out well. Basuma was fantastic again. I'm going to do a match reaction now, but thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I'm on the United Stand at 8 o'clock, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching.